What's going on? Welcome back to the episode of PvP Legacy. This year at the Game Awards, it was full of surprises. Yes, the Game Awards was last night, and let me tell you, last night was a time to be alive. There were so many big name drops. There were so many big things going on. It was incredible. Alright, it was massive. Truly massive. I don't think there was anything that could even top like the big announcements that were going on last night. Like there were even some times where like there were like games absolutely just eating every single category that existed. Right, like it was truly wild. All right, but I kind of wanna all I wanna do is just kind of just like skim over it a little bit. I don't want to like talk about it too much, but I do definitely want to get into it a little bit here. Get into some of the big name drops, things that really caught my eye. Now I may not talk about some big ones. There, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, this hasn't come out in forever," or "Oh my goodness, this is coming out now. Oh, it's getting a sequel." I may not know it. I may not understand it. So I'm just going to go on and talk about the things that caught my eye, the things that were interesting to me anyway. Kind of start us off here. The things that one of the things that caught my eye was that Mafia, the Mafia series of games, is getting a new entry, a what's it called? An origin story essentially. It is getting in called Mafia: The Old Country. It is just an origin story of where it all began, where it kind of kicks off, where it kind of starts. And it looks very interesting. I have heard a lot about the Mafia series and how good it is, so I will definitely be having to give it a look at if I can get a chance to. But other than just it looking pretty good and like really giving off some like fun aesthetics, I think that no, I'm like tripping over my words right. I think Mafia: The Old Country has a chance to be very fun. And speaking of fun, all right, if you've ever heard of what you want to call it, oh, why am I forgetting it now? Oh, this is It Takes Two. There we go. I don't know why I was struggling to figure out why I'm like blanking right. It Takes Two is getting what looks like it's not a part two. Sorry, I don't know why I keep bringing up It Takes Two. Sorry, the creator of It Takes Two is making another It Takes Two like game. It is called Split Fiction, and it is simply two writers are in this virtual fiction sci-fi world where one of them believes in sci-fi, the other one believes in fiction, and they're kind of just like smashing brains together and just every other level. It looks cool. It looks great. It looks amazing. It looks like it'd be a very fun co-op game to play. So definitely go like look at it, go check it out, maybe go wishlist it. I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you what games to play here. I'm just looking at the ones that I took interest in, to say the least. For some actually huge announcements, or actual huge announcements that I at least care about. I don't know about others. There's some other large announcements that a lot of other people care about, but the ones that I care about. So the team behind Shadow of the Colossus is coming back from the graves, the depths, right? The hidden Shadow Realm, and coming back with a new game. At the Game Awards, we saw like a minute intro to the game, what it looks like, a little just like intro clip to what it could look like or the plans maybe. And I didn't get much information out of it. It looks really cool. Like the art style behind it looks fantastic. I think for something behind a game that has the Shadow of Colossus kind of backing it up here is pretty cool. So I will definitely be on the look for that one. And another one that really really makes me excited. really makes me excited here is that Naughty Dog is coming back from the depths with a new game as well. I forget what the name of it is. Naughty Dog is coming back with a new game, a new title, a new IP, something that they haven't done in a while. And the last time I played a Naughty Dog game was like Uncharted and like The Last of Us, and those games were amazing. I love those games. Now it's not to say Naughty Dog doesn't have some stinkers. It does. A lot of game industries have some pretty bad games, but Naughty Dog's been doing pretty well for itself in terms of games like Uncharted. Are you kidding me? If you don't know the Uncharted series, oh, you're missing out on fun. Alright, I'd say you're missing out on some fun. Uncharted is a blast to play. It may not be like the greatest of storytelling, but just in overall, just like it's fun. It is a fun game series to play, especially Uncharted 4 with like a lot of like the better storytelling. It definitely tells it a lot better. It does help to have context, but I never went in anything with context, so I still had fun. I think you guys will too if you check it out or like get it. And like The Last of Us, dude, how could you not like The Last of Us? Right, one of Naughty Dog's best works ever. So seeing that Naughty Dog is coming out with a new game, oh boy, makes me smile. You know what doesn't make me smile? You know what's a massive game drop that kind of has me questioning if this was a good idea? Elden Ring Night Rain. Now, if you don't know what Elden Ring Night Rain is, at the Game Awards, FromSoft dropped a standalone game. Alright, so this is not a sequel, this is not a DLC, this is a standalone game with some very interesting dynamics. It's got some interesting dynamics. What Elden Ring Night Rain essentially is, it is this semi-open world, like RPG, boss rush, battle royale. Just like saying that and hearing that out loud sounds like vomit. That sounds terrible. When I saw the trailer at Game Awards, I didn't know this information, so seeing, oh my god, FromSoft is dropping another banger. Oh my god, I was so excited to see something new, something different with Elden Ring, because we saw the Spectral Bird, Nameless King was in there for whatever reason. Why? I'm still confused about that. It looked like to me there was some like storm, which was interesting. I kind of didn't question it at first because like, oh my god, FromSoft, oh my goodness, they're doing something insane. But kind of getting a little behind the scenes here and reading a little bit of what IGN has said. Now I personally can never trust IGN. All right, IGN's game journaling ability sucks in my opinion, but having the power to kind of get behind the scenes is very nice and give people information, and the information that we are kind of giving here or that they're giving to us isn't looking good for this game. It is, as I said, it is a boss rush mode with either by yourself or you and two other friends, and you are running from this Fortnite storm with your Spectral Bird acting as your battle bus, and you just have to kill bosses. Now, you could have said that this is a game all about, you by yourself or you and your two buddies boss rush mode, and you would have sold me. You would have sold me. All right. What made like Black Myth Wukong so much fun and what made it so interesting was that it was essentially a boss rush mode. All right. Nine Souls. Nine Souls was a boss rush mode. I enjoyed it. It's just boss rush, boss rush, boss rush. You just whoop everything. It was fun. So Elden Ring, that typically has this lore, this story, this background, this big open world littered with bosses, and just said, nah, we're gonna take the open world and we're just gonna have you kind of just climb this Mortal Kombat tower. We're gonna have you run the Pantheon here and have you and your buddies just kill some bosses, absolutely. Take my money. Take it from me. All right, I will throw money at you to make this game. But instead, they're taking a little different turn with some Fortnite-ification here with the spectral bird and the wall running and the storm of all things. Again, if you just would have said and stopped at you and your friends, Elden Ring, boss rush mode, or boss rush game, kind of like Monster Hunters or whatever. You hunt down this boss and then you fight this boss. For Elden Ring, that would have been amazing. That would have been fantastic, especially with them, saying this is, it's going to be like seamless co-op. Because if you know Elden Ring online multiplayer and how co-op works, or just like any online multiplayer with Elden Ring, it's terrible. It sucks. It's not good. So having a seamless co-op with you and your buddies to go hunt down some big bads is awesome. That just sounds like a ton of fun. But again, they're doing a little something different. And if you don't know the situation with Katagawa and Sony, then um this isn't Sony here. This is all FromSoft. So Sony hasn't even bottomed out yet. So this is all from FromSoft here, and potentially a miss. I don't want to see FromSoft miss. They have a very good streak of always landing with their games and just popping off every single release. But this might end the streak, and that kind of makes me sad. I have hope because again, boss rushing with you and your buddy sounds like an absolute blast, right? But if you want to do that, go play Monster Hunter, right? So why the Fortnite storm? I wonder. That's just something that kind of turns me away from it. Now there were some massive things going on at Game Awards. Again, if you want to go see all of it yourself, that I'm pretty sure that the VOD for the Game Awards is up or something. You can go see the list or whatever. I'm only talking about the things that interest me, and you know what else interests me is the Game of the Year decision. Now, kind of out of left field, I have not played Astrobot, but out of left field, it takes home the cake. Alright, Astrobot got Game of the Year. Now, from what I hear, when I hear that people have played Astrobot, the last thing I typically hear is that it's Game of the Year worthy. Now, it's not to say that's not a good game, or I've seen so much gameplay on it, and I even believe that if I played it myself, I'd have an absolute blast. And honestly, I'm probably missing out not playing it. It is a platformer, but I've played platformers like that before, so I kind of know what I'm looking at here. But from what I hear from a lot of people who have played Astrobot, the last thing that comes to mind is like, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna win Game of the Year. My Game of the Year pick, again, even though I haven't played it because I'm poor and I can't really play these games on release, is Black Myth Wukong. I would have chosen Black Myth Wukong any day of the week. Or any other game on the list, I would have snubbed to the side because Black Myth Wukong deserved it. I think Black Myth Wukong came out and performed this year. Right, an absolute massive game, just popping off left and right. Absolutely well received. It is such a good game that definitely, in my opinion, definitely deserves it, but was unfortunately shoved off to the side for Astrobot. So, well done, Astrobot. You win. I could sit here and talk a little bit more about it, but Astrobot wins. Another thing I'm kind of sad about, Nine Souls wasn't at Game Awards. Kind of sad, but yeah. This is all I want to talk about. If you want to see more, if you want to look at more, you can go to IGN. They have a bunch of trailers about the games that were listed. You can go to the Game Awards YouTube channel, probably watch the VOD there. There's a bunch that went on at Game Awards, some massive releases. I'm only here talking about the ones that I like or I care for the most. So, yeah. That's all I wanted to talk about here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.